After Beijing advised citizens to avoid traveling to Japan, at least 12 air routes between China and Japan were canceled as of 10 a.m. today. The affected flights include those from Hangzhou, Nanjing, and Shenzhen to Nagoya, from Nanjing to Fukuoka, from Beijing, Chengdu, and Xi'an to Sapporo, and from Yangzhou to Osaka, among others. It is estimated that the cancellation rate will climb to 21.6% on Thursday, the highest in a month. Meanwhile, South Korea has replaced Japan as the most popular destination among mainlanders. Amid escalating tensions between Beijing and Tokyo, Japanese media report that the Hong Kong government has halted official exchanges with Japan, including political and business activities. Chief Executive John Lee sidestepped queries on the move, but underscored the SAR will fully align with Beijing's diplomatic stance. Samantha Lee has the details.
Political disputes between China and Japan show no signs of easing. According to Japanese news agency Kyodo, a business exchange event hosted by Invest Hong Kong, which was initially set for last Tuesday, has been called off. This allegedly took place following a demand from the local authorities for Japanese consulate officials not to appear at the function. Kyodo also reports another meeting, originally scheduled for early next month, between Japanese Consul General Jun Miura and a Hong Kong senior official on economic policy, has been cancelled by the SAR administration. Speaking on the latest China-Japan row for the first time, Chief Executive Johnny said Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi's extremely erroneous remarks on Taiwan have hurt the feelings of the Chinese people and challenged the post-war international order. Although Lee did not respond directly to questions on whether Hong Kong had suspended meetings and exchanges, he affirmed his administration will fully support Beijing's foreign policy towards Japan. Meanwhile, some other official programs were also put on hold, such as Japan East Asia Network of Exchange for Students and Youths, that the city has been invited to join since 2008. The Security Bureau also reminded Hong Kongers to remain vigilant when traveling to Japan. Samantha Lee, TVB News.
Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva says he's very concerned about U.S. military deployment in the Caribbean Sea and plans to speak with U.S. President Donald Trump to prevent conflict with Venezuela. This is former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro told a judge that he experienced a medicine-induced paranoia that led him to tamper with his electronic ankle monitor during house arrest the day before he was jailed. Tracy Furness has more.
Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva voiced his concern over the growing U.S. military presence in the Caribbean Sea during the closing press conference at the G20 summit in South Africa,
me preocupa muito.
saying, "I am very worried about the military apparatus that the United States has placed in the Caribbean Sea. I'm very worried, and I intend to talk with President Trump about this." He added, Brazil has responsibility in South America. Brazil borders Venezuela, and that is not a small thing. And I think there is no sense in having a war now. The U.S. military has beefed up its presence in the Caribbean Sea in recent weeks, since Washington announced its crackdown on drug trafficking in the region that allegedly leads to the deaths of millions of Americans. Meanwhile, former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro told a judge on Sunday that he violated his ankle monitoring during his house arrest because of a nervous breakdown and hallucinations caused by a change in his medication. He said there was some wiretap in the ankle monitoring, so he tried to uncover it. Bolsonaro was sentenced to 27 years in prison in September for attempting a coup to remain in the presidency after his 2022 electoral defeat. The Supreme Court judge ordered the 70-year-old leader's preemptive jailing Saturday as he was considered a flight risk. When President Lula was asked about the arrest of former President Bolsonaro, he said that he would not comment on a court ruling, but that everyone knows what he did. Tracy Furness, TVB News.
Welcome back. Scam compounds in Southeast Asia are on the rise. According to the United Nations Office of Drugs and Crime, or UNODC, hundreds of thousands of people are trafficked into online scam operations, which generate about $40 billion annually. Thailand's tourism has taken a hit as the country is the main entry point into Myanmar's scam centers. Thailand's Foreign Minister Sihasak Photkatkau spoke with TVB and says his country is proposing an international conference to tackle the issue.
Well, at the recent ASEAN summit and then at the APEC leaders meeting, every leader, every delegation expressed their concern about the growing scourge of cyber crimes, transnational crime, especially so-called scams. And this is not just impacting the region, it's impacting beyond the region.
He says Thailand wants to host the conference at the ministerial level to tackle transnational cybercrime, especially scams. Interpol's 2025 brief on the globalization of scam centers found trafficking victims from 66 countries held in compounds. Thai authorities logged 300,000 new cases so far this year.
This should be seen as part of an international effort to really get serious in dealing with this challenge. And we have to cooperate in many ways. First, intelligence sharing. Second, in terms of enforcement, law enforcement. Third, in terms of capacity building, because some countries lack the capacity to deal with cybercrime.
He said they hope to invite as many countries as possible. You can watch the extended interview after the news on Pearl Magazine. In the U.S., an ongoing outbreak of bird flu has killed more than 2 million turkeys in the U.S. in the last 3 months. And another disease, avian metapneumovirus, is causing turkeys to lay fewer eggs. These diseases shrank the U.S. turkey flock to a 40-year low this year. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the shrinking population is expected to cause wholesale turkey prices to rise 44% this year. Despite the increase, many stores are offering discounted turkeys to soften the potential blow to Thanksgiving meal budgets. But even if the bird is cheaper than last year, the ingredients to prepare the rest of the holiday feast might not be. Tariffs on imported steel have increased prices for canned goods. The weather also factors in on products such as cranberries. The supply expected to be down 9% this year due to drought conditions in Massachusetts. The first batch of mainland vehicles under the Southbound travel scheme is set to enter Hong Kong's urban areas starting on the 23rd of next month. This, as Guangdong provincial authorities announced, those eligible for the measure after earlier providing a quota of 1,700. Timothy Lee tells us more.
In just around 1 month, motorists from GBA cities such as Guangzhou, Zhuhai, Zhongshan, and Jiangmen can begin driving to Hong Kong under the Southbound travel scheme. This as Guangdong provincial authorities announced that 1,700 individuals are eligible for the first phase of the scheme after receiving more than 2,300 applications, making the success rate around 71%. The first batch of eligible motorists can use a booking platform to manage their travels to the city. Beginning on the 15th of next month, they can select available slots ranging from the 23rd of next month to January 31st next year. A daily cap of 100 vehicles is in place. Registrants must also provide proof of third-party car insurance. Some services assisting mainland motorists with application work for the scheme said those who have become eligible for traveling down south mostly consist of families. many of whom have shown interest in traveling to Hong Kong during weekends or holidays. This manager of a center facilitating southbound motorists noted the city could see a peak in such travelers next month, especially during Christmas and New Year's Eve. He believes most of them are interested in traveling to landmarks featuring Christmas decorations, as well as enjoy the views at Victoria Harbour. Meanwhile, the next period of applications for the monthly southbound quota will start on the 21st of this month. Timothy Lee, TVB News.
The government held its first seminar promoting the spirit of the fourth plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee. Chief Executive John Lee noted the community must gain a deeper understanding of the plan and grasp the nation's overall trend of development. Speaking to some 500 officials, executive council members, and lawmakers, the CE said Hong Kong must take advantage of opportunities that the nation's development has produced for the city. He also stressed the need for the SAR to maintain its innovative spirit, secure its unique status, and further integrate into the nation's development plan. Speaking on the goals of the 15th five-year plan, Lee said Hong Kong should continue to strengthen mechanisms that push for integration with the mainland, as well as make use of the city's reputation as a global financial hub. A 79-year-old woman died on Monday after being hit by a coach in Mong Kok. The 59-year-old coach driver was arrested over suspicion of dangerous driving causing death. The accident happened on Argyle Street near Sai Street. Cardboard boxes and other items were scattered across the ground. A trolley was left nearby. Police boarded the coach to investigate. The police said the woman suffered serious head injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. The results for the Primary 1 discretionary places allocation have been released, with more than 19,000 children successfully securing placements, a success rate of 52%. Some parents noted that with the decline in the number of school-aged children, competition has become relatively less intense. Celine Chan tells us more.
Parents arrived early at this primary school in Kowloon Tong to check the results in person. This year, 37,581 applications were received for discretionary places, the lowest figure in nearly 17 years. Over 19,000 of them were offered places this round, and the rebound in success rate to 52% reflects the shifting demographics. Mrs. Wong said she wasn't overly nervous, as she believed her son's chances were better with a lower birth rate the year he was born. Their family would probably have dinner to celebrate tonight. On the other hand, Mr. Kwong observed that the elite schools are always competitive regardless of birth rates, adding that with many mainland families coming to Hong Kong, the competition remains quite fierce. A parent who moved to Hong Kong through the Top Talent Pass scheme expressed disappointment that their child was not admitted during the discretionary stage, saying that they moved to the city because of the stronger education system. This year, over 9,000 children with siblings studying or parents working at the applied institutions got admitted as legacy students. In addition to checking results in person, parents could also access the results through an online platform. Parents of students who have received discretionary placement offers must complete their registration process at the assigned schools this Wednesday or Thursday. Those whose children were not assigned a place through this round may participate in the central allocation scheme. Celine Chan, TVB News.
That's the news. Thanks for watching. Pearl Magazine is up shortly. See you then.